after spending a night kind of in mourning of Alexandrus, someone you guys didn't really know very well, except for Velsier knew him a little more than the rest of you. The crew, they spent some time in mourning, then they ended up having a wake and bringing out the good stuff throughout the night and just having a party and celebrating his life and his work. Everyone feels a little more motivated to get here and defeat the Shattered Tower that is on Merovingia. As you guys arrive, coming into port, you guys have arrived at Brendlemire. You guys kind of disembark, and the rest of the augury crew, they kind of set up a small tent area where they have, what's it called, a camp. So they set up a camp kind of on this small little oval that I just drew on there. That's going to be the augury's camp while they're here. You notice that the town, it's pretty small. Like maybe 200 people live here, and for a town that is having a curfew and is dealing with dangerous things, they actually don't have much in the way of defenses set up. They have a few barricades of logs and spiked sticks on the edges of town and on the roads kind of surrounding the high traffic areas, which would be kind of over in this area. They have something set up over here and just along these kind of open fields on both sides of the town. The people have their rule at 6 p.m. or as sun goes down, everyone goes inside. They lock their doors and they stay inside because it's so dangerous. You guys, though, as you disembark from the ship, are greeted by a gentleman who's more just tired looking. He has bags under his eyes. He's kind of unkempt as he approaches, and he says, "Oh, finally, you've shown up. Finally. You're going to help us deal with these monsters, correct?" And he's kind of looking at you three as the de facto leaders of this expedition now.
I believe, yes, that is what we're here for.
That's right.
Yeah.
Great. Because we're tired. They come in every night. They eat anything that is outside. We've lost all of our cattle. Several of the members of the community have been eaten, including Miss Hannity. Bless her heart. She ran the inn, and now she's not there. But
Is there anyone that was bitten but survived?
they haven't left any survivors. At all.
Seems like they're efficient.
Probably. Anyways, curfew's at 6. That's when we're shutting the village down. Or at sundown. You guys are welcome to stay in the inn instead of your tents, but it's up to you. Welcome to Brendlemire. And he walks off. He just seems very tired. At this point, a lady shows up with kind of long dark hair and wearing a leather armor, and around her neck is that medallion to Nemera as she approaches the ship. And you hear her shouting, "Alexandrus, it's about time. I had just traveled all the way over here from Pramston. I hope this is the right choice."
Are you Wanda?
Yes, I'm Wanda. You must be...
I am Velsier.
Oh, you're the great Velsier. Excellent. Is Alexandrus around?
I don't know if great is the right word to use for it, but unfortunately Velsier was assassinated on board the ship. We dispatched the murderer. They were apparently a member of the Shattered Tower. And
I would also like to pull with my minor, not minor illusion, minor image, produce his face, but like intact.
Right, so it's like, yeah, just showing the picture of the face. Oh.
that killed. Alexandros on board the ship. We
Well,
dispatched a few.
I guess it's good that you made it here at least. We can really use your help. My agents in all the different villages have kind of gone quiet. And I'm the only one here running around keeping an eye on things. So,
Well, if they have gone quiet in the werewolf-infested area, they are either dead or one of them.
that could be the case, I guess.
That is possible.
Yes. That's very possible, but we need to make a game plan, because the sun is going to go down in a couple hours, and what should we do to help these people?
Well, they should all stay inside. I don't believe anybody here is capable of handling these creatures.
How much of them are there?
Last time I was here, the village elder said they were only get 4 or 5 of them a night. But they were every night they would show up.
So there are 4 or 5 werewolves in the area. Classic pact consists of 4. So there might be more, and these are just the ones sent here. A bigger werewolf pact can contain up to 30 or 50 members.
Well, let's hope there aren't that many.
Yeah.
30 or 50.
Well, it all depends of how the infestation is taken care of. Lycanthropy can be a blessing or a curse. It all depends on what people bear it.
Well, it seems
This
like
here-
in your case, they might be attacking. Sorry. What were
It's
you saying?
definitely a curse. It's definitely a curse here.
Good thing I brought certain magical equipment to deal with them.
Do we?
Wanda, where do they normally attack from? Is there a certain spot within the town, or is it just kind of random?
They've been attacking from the east largely, and then heading either north or south, but they tend to just come from the eastern side of the village every night.
And then they leave.
And then they leave. Yes.
Well,
This may be an off chance, but do we know of a way of breaking the curse?
Well, there is magic that dispels curses that can get rid of it, but it all depends how rooted it is in the soul of a person.
yeah, I don't think any of us would be able to cast any spells that would do that. I have.
We've tried, and magic hasn't seemed to help with any curse dispelling with these. We've generally had to just survive.
Yeah, so we're going to have to
Capture-
teach these creatures, I believe.
If we capture one of them, we can make use of them.
Make use? What do you mean?
If they are involuntarily under the curse, maybe I can make a deal with them.
Are they able to make a deal? It seems like these creatures. I mean, Wanda, you've borne witness to these creatures yourself, correct? Or are you just here rendezvousing with us?
Oh, you're asking Wanda that. Sorry, I
Yeah,
thought you were
yeah.
asking Gabriel. I
I was talking
haven't.
about specific in this town, like how the creatures seem to act. These werewolves, these lycanthropes.
I haven't seen them myself. We had an agent here who had seen them and had given me the report about it when I messaged Alexandros while you were on your trip, but he has disappeared, so I don't know how they act firsthand.
Because if they're feral, there's probably no point in capturing one. Maybe we should talk to some townsfolk and see how they could describe them, and maybe
How
better.
they feel about them.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Maybe
These are- feral werewolves, I don't believe we're going to be able to make any deals. We're just going to have to get rid of this book.
Yeah.
Such a shame. If they are fine specimens, I could have used them.
You
Like,
say interesting things there. Okay. So I guess we're gonna go try and talk to some folks.
Okay. How do you want to? Do you guys want to split up? Do you want to work together, finding people? How would you like to search this town? It is right now. It's kind of midday, so people are still moving about, doing things. Of course, there's always a tavern in every town that is open, and there is the inn, which the innkeeper is kind of missing. There's the guy who greeted you at the dock, seemed to be the leader, like kind of the mayor of the village. So there's some people, and you can just search for random folks to talk to if you want more information about that. But what do you want to look for?
I think I'm gonna head over to. Or Felsil's gonna head over to. He might actually hang around the docks for a little bit, and just talk to some of the merchants at the docks.
Okay. There's quite a few. Yeah. So the merchants at the docks, you notice there's a band of dwarves that have kind of been hanging out. They seem nervous. They're kind of twitchy, jumping at every sound they hear while they're working. They're pretty shaky. Would you like to approach them? Or look for something else?
They seem like they would be my first point of curiosity.
Okay. So you approach them. One of them is shorter. He has this green cloak on. Doesn't seem to be helping him with his work, but it looks pretty warm. And he greets you as, oh, hello there, big fella.
How are you doing? My name is Velsir. Do you mind if I talk with you for a moment?
Sure, Velsir. My name is Boris.
Boris, all right. Oh, well,
Yes,
well
Boris Egroff.
Boris
Pleased
Egroff.
to meet you. Are you merchants?
We're actually here on a mission to help you with. I'm assuming you live here, correct?
Oh yes, I just work in the docks.
Correct. Okay. Very good. Very good. I was wondering, since we're here on a mission to help you with this issue with the werewolves that keep attacking your town.
Oh, finally. Yes.
Is there anything you could tell me about the way that they come in and how they seem? Have you witnessed them firsthand?
I saw them once. They took my goat.
Your goat?
I had a goat. They took the goat. I saw them and I ran away because they were big. They looked like the wolves, but twice the size, and they came through and they ate everything in their path, including my goat.
Oh. Was the goat... Were you very close to your goat?
No, I just bought it
Oh,
the
okay.
day before.
So
Wasted
this is-
investment.
No,
Unfortunate timing.
Yes.
what would you... How could I say this? How would you describe their actions, the werewolves' actions, their mannerisms? Would it appear that they had... Did they sound like that?
Just like that, but deeper, more angry, instinctual.
You wouldn't say they had any intelligence or anything?
No, they probably just stupid.
they sound like, kind of act like regular wolves, I guess. More feral, though.
Wild.
With more power and more durability.
Yeah, that's what concerns me. I don't... If they really are feral, and I just turn to everybody as I'm talking. If they really are feral, I don't see any other way out of this except to just get rid of them. Get rid of this problem.
It seems like we won't really have another choice.
Yeah.
Will you at least let me skin these ones?
Sure, yeah. I mean, these are monsters. These are not people anymore. If they were turned, we don't have any ability to save anybody. If you want to collect werewolf pelts, I mean, that's on you. I will let you do that.
As long as they don't turn back to human after they die.
That's
Werewolves revert to their original forms after death.
Do they? Is that how it works?
Yeah, it's how it works now. I haven't looked it up, but in this world, that's gonna be how it works.
So you want to skin a person?
You said these are monsters, not people.
Oh God.
Will you go back on your word?
What do you need human skin for?
Those are werewolves. The skin can be examined.
You know what? I'm not gonna quarrel with you on this. If you want to take samples from these werewolves, you can. I will look the other way.
Same.
I'm pleased with that answer.
I
have
whisper.
one question for the locals, also.
I whisper out of earshot of Gabriel. I'm gonna go. To Vashti, I go. Gabriel is a little bit creepy.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really.
My passive perception is 17. Would I have heard this?
Oh my.
No. No.
Okay.
You see them are whispering and maybe talking like.
Yeah, you see that they're whispering, but you wouldn't be able to make out what they're actually saying.
Masha just says, "Yeah, I agree. I don't really understand his methods."
It's fine.
Methods justify the gold.
You didn't hear. Oh. Yeah, you didn't hear that. You didn't hear that.
Yeah, we're whispering.
They're whispering still.
I have one question though for the locals.
Yes.
From my assessment, there should be a full moon either today or tomorrow, I think.
Well, they haven't been following these. You hear about the full moon, but these haven't been coming just at the full moon. But
I have different plans for the full moon.
oh, you have different plans, and yes, tonight I think is the full moon tonight.
Excellent.
You make me uncomfortable, man. We're gonna get back to work. I hope you can save us.
Oh, I will. I will save many.
Great. And they, like, the little band of dwarves, they get back to work. What else do you guys want to do? Look for more? Do you want to start thinking about defenses? What's the plan?
It seems like the city. I'm just talking out of character. It seems like the city's pretty well defended. But
They have defenses up.
defenses?
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't have to worry about helping them increase their defenses. It seems like maybe we just have to find out what point we want to. Well, I'll speak in character. So, do you think we should find a place to set up, to venture out and wait for their arrival? Or should we go out and just find where they...
Find them first. You want to say?
You want to find out where they're from? Where they're coming from? We know they come from...
have certain arsenal of spells. One of them allows me to go invisible.
Okay. Could you cast that on all of us?
I can cast it twice, but then I leave out my paralyzing spells, my spells that burn people alive, and my spells that reminds.
Okay. So you can cast invisibility on yourself, which is good for.
I can cast it on anyone, but only twice. And then I leave myself vulnerable since I don't have high magic.
Right. I don't think making me invisible is really going to do much. I make a lot of noise when I move, so I still move at disadvantage.
I say you could make yourself and me invisible until we find them.
That's right.
So
Okay.
do we want to maybe stake out the east side of town?
I
That's
say
all-
so. It sounds like that's where they come from. I
Yes.
don't see any. It only makes sense to me.
I have a plan for a certain something tonight that will prepare me
Okay.
for that. If they come here, I will not need to worry about anything from them. Attacks, bites, or even curses.
Okay. That's for you or for all three of us?
Unfortunately, it's only for me.
All right. I have a pretty sturdy myself. I'm not too worried. How are you feeling, Vashti? What do you have that you could use to help yourself?
Honestly,
I mean, I saw the way you fight. You're very quick.
thank you. Well, I can, I could dodge anything if needed be. I could, I doubt so, but if they have anything like, magic missiles, I can deflect those. I can slow myself if I happen to fall somewhere. That's pretty much it. And these shoes I'm wearing right here, she points to her shoes, they make me completely silent too. So if you need me to sneak around, I can do that too.
The boots of elven kind.
That's right.
Nice. I have and he holds up. Velsier holds up his sword. This sword lets me know if anything is coming our way. If we are asleep, it will wake us up. If somebody is trying to ambush us, it will not work. We cannot be surprised while I have this sword. Also, well, I have a bit of an advantage on going first in battle, so...
Well, in my arsenal, I have this thing I wear, and I point to the headband. It increases my mental capacity, and allows me to think outside not the box, but outside the entire room the box is in.
Oh. So it makes you smarter.
Yes. It opened up a lot of options for me, and a bit of a better perspective on things. I also have a certain something of my religious ceremony I plan to perform tonight.
What ceremony is that?
Well, in servitude of the goddess Aiden, the moon goddess.
The moon goddess. I've heard of her, I think. Can I do a religion check? on
Sure.
that?
Yeah.
I'm a little proficient in religion.
I need to check my notes.
I might roll poorly, so you might not have to check your notes. Yeah.
Oof.
That's
Yeah,
enough.
then not the greatest of rolls. You've heard the name before, though. That's the main thing.
It's
Does he know about the nature of people serving her?
No, he just knows the name.
not from that roll, I don't.
Not from that roll. Yeah. All right,
The
so
only thing I know is that the sun and the moon are two different things. I worship the goddess of the sun.
So what is your guys' game plan? I'm hearing talk about setting up like a defense camp kind of thing on the east side, or are you going to go out and try to find them before the nighttime? Which one is
I
it?
think it's safer for us to barricade inside because 5 werewolves can easily pack up one band of 3, no matter how powerful we are. It took us some time to dispatch that person, but if we cannot dispatch quicker, it's better for us to just stay inside, and when one peeks its head, off clean it goes.
I think that's a good idea. I think not rushing right into their actual possible den is a smarter approach. I think if we wait on the east side of town, make camp, on the pathway, either just outside of town or just within the border, where they have the barricades set, their defenses, and we just wait there. I think that's the smarter approach, and we can handle what comes our way. And get
One single question left.
What's
Well,
that?
two. The first question is, does anyone have any kind of mending magic in this town?
Mending magic,
You would have to go look around.
like a blacksmith.
More like the mending cantrip.
That you're likely gonna find somebody with that. Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, it doesn't hurt to ask around.
And what was your other question, though? You said you had 2.
Where we will stay tonight for our barricades. Will we be barricading and protecting different parts of the town, or will we be a little bit closer? And how much time will we have for preparation and leaving our stuff?
Well, from this point, you guys have about 3 hours before nightfall here.
And do the werewolves attack after midnight or before midnight?
Before midnight here.
Before midnight.
So
They've
pretty much
been
when the sun goes
attacking.
down.
When the sun goes down, they start coming through, has been the case. Which is why they have the curfew set. As for where, if you guys want to go make your way to the east side of town, you can look at some potential locations if you want to do that.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
You guys want to go ahead? Okay. So on the map, there's a couple little buildings that have been set up. There's one kind of in the middle, being this one that I'm pinging on the map, for those of you who can see it.
Yeah.
That one's been set up as it's a tower with some barbed, like spiked wooden barricades at the bottom, but then there's a tower with a rope ladder going up into it, where generally some of the guards have stayed up there, but in the last couple days they've stopped going out. They just hide because it's kind of open air up above. There is, on the kind of further northeastern part, this building is a lot more just a barricaded, walled up building with some like arrow slits that people can look through that they built out of logs in the last couple days. And then, yeah, that's it. Those two are like the main defensive, like outpost places
Is
that you
there
guys.
a tailor inside of this town?
There is a tailor inside the town.
Could I go visit them?
Yeah, you find the tailor. His name is, oh, is that me moving stuff or someone else clicking? It might be me. I don't know. We'll see. Or is that Gabriel clicking on
Well,
something?
it looks like Gabriel to me.
I'm not touching anything.
No?
Oh well. It's not important. Da da da. One moment here. I will tell you what you find here. So you find a shop that has a sign on it, and it has this symbol of like a ribbon on a spool, and it's called Gorman's Ribbons. And inside, you step inside, there's a portly elf gentleman sitting inside there. He's got like a waistcoat on with a nice jacket and a monocle.
Greetings, sir. I speak to him in Elvish.
He responds in Elvish, "Greetings to you too, young sir. What brings you to Gorman's?"
How many needles do you have?
Young man, that is a very strange question.
I came
A
here
lot.
for a very specific purpose.
I have a lot of needles.
What are the smallest ones that you possess?
I have some that are this big. And it's like an inch long needles. He's got some.
How thin?
Very thin.
How sharp?
It's a needle. These are weird questions about needles. Young man, what are you looking for exactly?
How much are you willing to sell for which price?
How much money do you have? And how many do you want? You tell me, and then I will answer if I have it.
Around 50 needles.
50. I can do 50 needles for 5 gold.
That's a deal.
There you go, and he'll hand you like a box of needles and take your 5 gold. As you are turning around, young man, a word of advice. Your cryptic questions are going to freak people out in this town.
Only the ones with evil their intent.
Nope, no, you are wrong. Now get out of my shop.
Gabriel, it's so spooky. Happy Halloween, folks.
You're a creepy little man. But you got your needles. You got 50 needles for 5 gold. You are set up. Which building did you guys want to take?
I would think we want to take the northeast one. It's closer to the
Yes.
ground. Maybe a little better defended.
Okay.
And we will have, you said, a few 2 hours of preparations.
Yeah, after the visit to the tailor shop, 2 hours left to prepare.
Yes. Exactly how much I need.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
Oh boy.
All right, so you guys get kind of into this room. What does this look like? Vashti, what do you notice as you walk into this building with the arrow slits? Just something off the top of your head.
Gosh. You want me to come over the building description?
Or just a notable thing that you'd see in the building. It doesn't have to be a lot.
Are there like... Is there like a decent amount of people like already inside, or?
No, they've stopped putting people in these buildings because it's just safer if they're in their homes and shut in.
Okay.
So it's safe to say the perimeter around the outskirts of town is pretty much abandoned then.
Yeah.
Okay. So the inner town
It's
is...
safer then.
Anything decorative like inside this
Like
building?
rope. Is there any rope around?
No, there is some decorations, not rope necessarily, but they put up, some what you called, not a tabard, a tapestry with the symbol of Brendlemire on it, which is a fish jumping out of the water being eaten by another fish, and they have that kind of on the wall as a tapestry. It's cute. It's cute.
Quite a
There is no rope inside this place already, Gabriel. There's nothing else. Velsier, what's something you notice in this room?
It seems pretty sparse. There's tapestry on the wall. You said the building was made out of stone.
It's logs.
It's right, the log
Logs.
building. Okay.
Yeah.
So it seems like a fortified cabin of some kind.
Yeah.
There seems like there's a fireplace over on one side, on the north side.
Yeah, probably the only thing made out of stone is that fireplace.
Right,
with
right.
a chimney jutting out. Yeah.
So we've got that there. There's a few chairs. Looks like there's a rack of logs next to it, and then that's it's a pretty sparse. As far as in my head, that's what I'm picturing. Is just like this sort of sparse cabin, bare floors.
Yeah, the floors are actually like dirt.
Yeah.
There's nothing on the floor. It just was built real quickly here. Yeah, Gabriel, what is something in the cabin that you'd pick up on?
So you said there's tapestries.
There is a
string be-
tapestry.
Could strings be extracted from the tapestry?
Yes, there's some tassels.
Machinations. Machinations going on here.
All right, so you guys have 2 hours. You have this place. I want to know what you're doing to get ready for nightfall. Either
Well,
working
others
together
would
or
probably-
individually.
I will let others probably say their turn because I have an elaborate plan.
Okay, yeah, we'll come back to that elaborate plan. How about this time we'll start with Velsier, and you guys can feel free to work with other people, bring them involved, but you all get a chance to kind of lead the preparation efforts for the next 2 hours. But Velsier, what would you be doing to prepare for tonight?
I'd be saying a prayer to Namira before the sun goes down. I'd be just outside the cabin, watching the sun starting to set, and just praying for success in our mission tonight.
Okay.
As far as preparations go, I mean, I've got my spells prepared. I've got the long sword of warning with me, ready to alert us when any enemies are near, within I think 30 feet.
Okay. Can I have you roll a D100?
Sure.
Who?
Like the 2 percentile.
Yeah, 2 percentile dice.
Right.
Which one of us?
It's just him.
Lucky sevens.
Lucky sevens. Okay, as you're praying, and you've never left Nymira's side in all these years. It's been the one thing that you've been able to constantly have in your mind. But in this moment, where you're at, everything feels so strange and weird that for this time you actually feel alone. It's the first time in a long time that you feel like she might not be watching this. It's very confusing for you in that regard. But you finishing up your prayers and your preparations with your sword, keeping an eye on things. Vashti, last little bit of preparation in the last 2 hours. What would you be doing?
I think she's also gonna be outside. A few feet away from Velsier. She's just doing like stretches and like sparring a bit to prep and making sure she's still moving around good.
Okay.
Some yoga and some
yoga. Yeah.
Arm handstand push-ups, just like, yep.
Well, stuff
Nice
like
prayer
that.
you got going on there, buddy.
Limbered up while Velsier's just praying and you're actually doing the physical work. Makes perfect sense. Can I have you roll a D100 also?
Okay.
The same roll.
Same number.
Wow.
This is a similar strange experience. You've lived the last several years kind of feeling this connection with your dream self, the dream spirit, and you feel like a strange aloneness while you're stretching. You know it's dangerous here, but you feel like a distinct separation from the dream spirit that resides in you. And it's unnerving, for lack of a better word. Gabriel, let's hear your crazy machinations. What are you doing?
You said that werewolves ate everything edible they encountered.
That was what the dwarf told you, yes.
So also they ate food that was left.
Well, no, you're taking it a little too literally. It's not that they literally come through and find and eat everything edible, but it's more of a turn of phrase that the dwarf was using, that they ate a lot of things and they would take things with them. But
so let's say they
what is your
found
idea?
a stand with food. Would they eat that?
Not likely.
But if it were covered with blood, would they?
Covered with blood, maybe not. If it were illusioned to look like a hunk of meat, more likely. If it was smelling like blood, they might. So you want to get them to eat a bunch of needles.
Oh.
Is that what I'm getting?
Apples.
Yeah. So you
my
coat.
potion.
All right.
No. I coat my longsword first with that potion.
Okay.
Then I would have enough left to coat 50 silver needles.
Yeah.
I would take 5 apples, and in each apple I would place 10 silvered needles. I would
Okay.
hang the apples from above and make illusions of the apples to be like meat and smell like meat.
Okay. So what
setting a
spell
trap.
are you using? What spell are you using to make that illusion? I like where you're going, but we're gonna make it work within the confines of the rules and how things work. So what spell
I
are you
have
working on?
Prestidigitation, but also I could just drain a little bit of my blood to 2 apples that would hang.
Okay.
So I would have 3 of them, like the left one, the middle one, and the right one would be with illusions of meat, but the middle left one and the middle right one would be covered with blood.
Got it. Okay.
One of them
Yeah,
also
make-
would have
Oh, go ahead.
one of them also would have minor image of a piece of meat on it.
Okay.
Velsire's watching what he's doing, and he
Yeah.
goes, "Would it have not been easier to go to a butcher and just get some meat?"
Do I have time?
No, you don't have time now. But
we're rolling it. We're playing it live.
but Gabriel, I want you to give me a D100 also.
Okay. These 2 dice.
All right.
66.
Oh,
Yes.
lucky roll.
Revelation.
While you're doing this, the whole time you're doing this, Ace Clubs is just cheering you on. He's like, yeah, that's going to be great. Awesome. Yes. 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 Like everything you're doing. And you step back and you look at your trap contraption that you've made. And the smell is a little off. It doesn't quite smell like blood. It looks like meat hanging there. So it may or may not work in the actual moment, but you're satisfied with the as close as you can get it in the time that you have right there. You guys
I
shut
have
your
time left for one last thing.
What is the one last thing?
A potion in my bag.
Yes, you have time for that.
Is there a secluded little bit place where I can have my prayer?
Yeah, across the street from where you guys are at, there's another little hut. It's kind of like an outhouse-sized building, but there is a space.
So you gotta take care of business. Go do your business.
So,
Business
Velsier
boss.
and Vashtai, you guys kind of shut yourself in. The door's there for when Gabriel decides to join you. You guys are in a different room. Can you guys take your headphones off?
Sure, yeah.
Just so you can't hear? Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'll like do like this or something when it's time for you guys to put them back on. Thank you. All right.
So, as I would also close myself into that place, I would like to take out that potion and open it and place it on the floor.
Okay.
And set a prayer for Eden.
Okay.
May I be free from one form. May I be free from limits. May I be free from fear. May I be filled with difference. As I would also like to drink the potion and willingly fail the con save.
Okay.
And think
What?
in my head, thank you, Mother.
So you now have the lycanthropy curse on you. From this point, you have it's like 7 o'clock, so the sun has just gone down. So you're gonna have about 3 hours till the moon is at its peak. So it won't be midnight. It's gonna be a little before midnight when the moon is at its peak. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Then do you go back and join the others after you've?
Yes, I put the potion back and say, may I be free. And
Alright.
as Ace and I exit.
Gabriel rejoins you guys in the room, having said his prayers and doing his thing. You guys settle in for the evening. Who takes the first watch out the windows? These are like arrow slit size windows.
I think Velsier will always probably volunteer for first watch.
Okay.
I would
As
just
you're
be, just waiting, relaxing a little. Basically doing a short rest.
Okay.
So I don't get tired, but I still can get into battle if needed.
Okay. The waiting, the watching, it takes about an hour. During this hour, Vashtai, what are you doing?
I think she's just sitting in a corner and like playing around with her stone pendant. Not
Okay.
doing a whole lot. Low ancients.
Okay. So Velsier, as you're looking out into the woods kind of that are formed behind this town where they say these werewolves come from, after a few minutes, the sun is going down, it starts getting dark, and you see a faint glow just over this small hill a little ways. Looks like a fire, like a torch burning. And you're watching, and you see it's not a torch, but it's a figure, a person, a humanoid that walks up over this hill with 5 others. But this one in particular, you can tell their hair is on fire. They put out a soft glow, and you immediately recognize this as a genasi. You've met one of them previously. It's a fire genasi, standing out on this hill. As you're looking out, watching, they stand, you see them having a conversation. They're a little too far away to actually hear what they're doing. And then, in an instant, they begin to convulse. And you see these transformation take place as the other 4 turn into these full-size wolf figures. Twice the size of a normal wolf, of different colors. There's gray and a black and white one and a brown one, all different sizes. The genasi also transforms, but what he turns into is the hybrid form, standing on both legs with this massive wolf head and huge torso on kind of smaller legs, but still pretty intimidating. But also, everything that is fur is fire.
Oh.